Hello, hello, ladies and gentlemen. How's it going? It's special. It's special. 5-year anniversary, and as you see, you get not only me on my normal Mondays, but we're joined by the man, the myth, my dad, Sean, out here. How you doing?
I'm doing well, man. It's good to be with you. It has been I don't even know the last time we streamed together. So good to good to have everybody in here. We super appreciate it, man.
Dude, yeah, it should be a fun one, man. I'm gonna have just reminisce on the days of the channel, and do some Q&A, talk some of our favorite artists, discoveries over the past 5 years, albums, eras, etc., and then rock and roll with some tunes. We're probably gonna limit it, y'all, to just around an hour or so of tunes, which I know some stuff has come in here, so I will get that updated. So we might be shutting it down already kind of quick, because we'll probably be talking
we'll kind of judge that. Chicago John, what's up, man? We did do the weights today, brother. I just got to edit it, which might be a minute. That might be a minute, but I'll get it done.
All right, I'm just getting this ready here quick, y'all.
All right, well,
I'll let Sean.
We played rock with you. Some of you I know have went back and watched our first video. If you haven't, actually got quite a bit of people watching. That video, when we put it up, got like 100 views, Trey, in the last 48 hours.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
So people wanted to go see. Back where this wall, there was no banner that, by the way, Massey's Main Entertainment provided for us.
Dude, that's right.
And I shared it in the post, but we did our first video in one take. We had the type notes on our laps, and we did the whole thing in one take. I knew that album inside and out, man. I studied that album. I'm like, this is going to be a difficult thing to
there we go.
To get this thing going this way, but
I'm here. Yeah, dude, it was pretty dope. That first one, just going out, in the early days, not really knowing what was up, right?
We were just gonna do one a week, and then we decided to do two a week, right? And the way we ran it early on, there were no patrons or anything. We were just running. We did this for Off the Wall, and then I think we did Born to Run.
Yes,
and then we did Thriller.
Yeah, and then
we did Purple Rain.
Born in the USA.
Born in the USA.
Yeah, those were the first 5, and I kind of like that, because you were taking me through your classics, right?
Yeah, I was taking through like, okay, let's see what the old man knows, and then we decided to do the Beatles, right? And actually, Matt's in here tonight. Trey was going to do Revolver with Matt.
That's right.
Remember that? That would have been a colossal mistake. No shade to Matt, but like we ended up just starting. I said, let's just start at the beginning. So we did Please Please Me. And it didn't do great at first. Do you remember that? And then all of a sudden it took off, and then it was like, oh my.
We started December 16th, 2018 was the first video, right? And then I believe the Beatles went up maybe February of 2019.
That's what I'm thinking. So it kind of took us
through. It was only a couple months or so. And yeah, I mean, that's where Dad really, the channel grew some steam and some legs, is from that Beatles video. And I think that's just what really, helped us rock and roll. And I think from that, we were only uploading like one video a week in those early years, right? So we were just, with that, I enjoyed the old school reviews.
I did too.
I feel that's, at the end of the day, probably the best work I've done, at least.
I agree. No, I mean, for me too. Yeah. I disagree with you.
And from that, it was cool to really discover all these classics.
Well, yeah,
right?
I think that's the big. Remember, we're going through the Beatles and all these people. Like, I'm so jealous. Have you seen it for the first time? I'm like, yeah. Now I understand that, right? We ran the Beatles. We ran the Doors. We ran Zepp. We ran a lot of Bowie. Like, those were the early things that we ran, and then cherry picked things like Pet Sounds that I'd never heard.
Yeah,
Velvet Underground. Like some things. And so, like, the first year of this channel basically was just loaded with just, the Stones was just loaded with just fantastic stuff.
No, man. And and then from there, we just slowly but surely were able to continue to grow. Then I know, Dad, we went to the 2 a week format. Like, let's get 2 albums in there, and especially in the early days of the channel, we'd spin the record. We were reviewing a good 5, sometimes even 10 times.
I remember Dark Side of the Moon. I spun Dark Side of the Moon 20 times before we did our review. Right. So that's why you really can't do that nowadays. So people would be like, well, those videos are shorter. I'm like, yeah, but the time spent on those videos and the editing, which you kind of get to do that editing on the Legends series that you're doing, but like, it's a whole nother level of like just insane time that it takes.
And with that too, man, going in the editing booth, shout out iMovie, shout out the old school lapel mics too. We would just record, record on the phone.
Iterations, exactly.
We weren't even, on the webcam recording yet, right? So we had this little janky tripod set up. I had to
trying to get it straight.
And it's it was cool. Like, okay, mic check, all right, lapels were good. Sometimes if the lapel mic was dying out, it would be popping a lot too. If you remember that,
be lower and it'd just be a pain. Like it was just it was a time, man.
Yeah, there was some definite editing miracles I had to pull off a little bit as well. And so and then just pulling. I was I pull all the songs. I pull, a bunch of video and B-roll and, just still photos, and then try to keep it, succinct at around 15 minutes per. And
we were hell bent on that 15 minutes. Remember? Yeah. We had to get it under 15. I don't know why we got on that, but it was like we were just cutting like a half a second off here and there. And then we didn't really know, we didn't know at all how the copyright worked, right? So on our early videos, we have the songs. Mm-hmm. So like each song that we're talking about is playing low in the background, but then if they picked it up, they would block it.
Yeah, that's
and
right.
And then the video, if the video was longer than 30 seconds, then they would block it. And so it's just like, it was such a learning curve.
Well, the only video that's ever part of Lost Media and RTTC history is a video I did with my buddy Seth. Shout out. We reviewed Coldplay's A Rush of Blood to the Head, probably in the first 3 months of the channel. And then a few months later, it ended up getting flagged because I used some B-roll from like a Brazilian concert.
Yeah, the classic Brazilian one.
And it was like 35 seconds, so it went over the 30 seconds, and then it got blocked everywhere. And so that's the only video we've ever had get fully blocked. In an album review. But yeah, man, what a time. I want to say what's up to everybody in the chat, from Brian, of course, who made our background and also helped us tabulate our top 100 albums of all time
that we did 3 years ago.
Yeah, and we're gonna revisit that again tonight, y'all, and see how we agree with that now that, because at the time I'd heard most of them. Now I believe I've heard every album. Yeah, I'm sure you have as well now at this point, Dad, too, after we did our draft series. What's up to the man, our myth, Kia ora to Heath.
My brother, what's going on, man?
Alethea, what's up to you as well? Matt John, Land of Broken Dreams, T Super, the Pink Floyd super fan himself. What's up, Evan David? Still do not have the Christmas package you sent in, ED, but
hopefully it shows up in the next few days.
We'll try to unveil that on a live stream, even if it might be next year by the time we get to it. My guy Matt, what's good?
Rob, what's going on, brother?
Rob up in here, of course. Bo Start, so many people. River Roth, Shane,
one of the OGs,
dude. Shane, I gotta shout Shane out as well. The man who has donated more than anyone else in RTTC history. So we always appreciate Shane out here, and he met his soon-to-be wife one day before our first upload. So hey, man,
something, it was all meant to be.
Something was in the air in December of 2018, man. And so Ness is up in here too.
Ness, one of the OGs,
yeah,
too, man.
Dude. So many of y'all been there from the jump, dude. From the jump, and it's really cool to see the support. I know lives get busy and stuff too, and to have all of you rock and roll with us, whether it's in a video or hanging out at our live streams that we do. And man, and I really appreciate. What up to Reggie as well. Oh, I went with that Land of Broken Dreams. You're right.
I didn't even pick that up in my head. You said it.
I had the Billy Joe Armstrong up in here, Lob. That's funny, dude. That's funny. What up to the unknown?
We got a couple good questions here. Rob asked any classic artists that we discovered in those early days, kind of the ones I talked about, right? I never listened to a Beatles album. That's one of the funny things. Well, I say it's funny now. Trey's laughing because it used to drive me damn well crazy in the early days of the channel. We put up a Beatles album, and then I'd have these people. I know who it was. The old boomers come. No way you'd never heard that album. I'm like, I was born in 1971. I didn't come from the era of Spotify. If you wanted to hear an album, like I just listened to the radio because that's what everybody did. Top 40 radio. So like, how in the hell would I hear the Beatles? I would have to go buy a Beatles album. Why would I do that? So the Beatles, obviously I knew some of their songs, but a different run. The Doors, I only knew a couple of their songs. I wouldn't say that I love the Doors, but I mean, they're good. I think for me, the two, I mean, the Beatles, obviously, and then the Rolling Stones.
I was going to say the Stones.
Because my mom hated the Rolling Stones, right? No reason why. She loved the Beatles, so she hated the Stones. So then I just grew up never listening to the Stones and having this bad impression because when you're young and your mother hates. And so the Stones and then Bowie. And I've shared this story with some of you guys who are on streams all the time. But, you know, the first Bowie song I heard was Let's Dance in 1983, being a little 11 or 12-year-old sitting in front of MTV. And I just played that song on repeat. I'm like, I don't like this song. I don't really like David Bowie, which is just a totally irrational thing. Same thing 2 years later with Dire Straits and Money for Nothing. That song drove me crazy. So I don't like Dire Straits. Now I love Dire Straits and I love David Bowie. But those are the discoveries that we make, right, when we're kind of closed-minded. Because if you listen to somebody once and you don't like them, honestly, why would you listen to them again? Because there's so much other stuff to do. Well, but this channel forced me to.
Yeah. Well, especially when you heard them in adolescence, right, Dad? And you were all like, whatever. These guys aren't anything.
Yeah, I don't like these guys. And, you know, then you realize, wow, I didn't know anything. And, you know, just discovering music from everywhere, just all different kinds of things. I still do album reactions now for a group that, like, I'll think I don't like because I didn't like a song still. And I listen to the album and go, oh, you know what? Maybe I don't like that song, but the rest of the album's fantastic and stuff like that. So I think that, and yeah, Shane, I used to get spicy in the comments. I still do sometimes now, but now there's this button you can just hit hide user from comments, and I just say, see you guys later.
No, exactly, dude. And y'all, we're not really going to be adding too many tunes to the queue on this stream, y'all. Just an FYI. But yeah, man, the COVID lockdown days, I feel that was when we you know, obviously the album review is a big part of the channel. And then our first stream, I looked it up, was November 2019.
Okay.
So obviously just a few months before obviously COVID. And if you remember any of the OGs here in the stream, and
which would be Carl's definitely in the OG. Shane was in the OG. Evan David. Oh my goodness.
Let me pull this. I thought I had it up. Let me pull it up real quick because, dude, this was, again, it was just.
We were in your room on a tripod on the phone, dude, which was dying.
I had to get a case that was like a charging case too, because we would sometimes go, you know, 3+ hours.
Yeah, it was crazy. Yeah, because like you said, it was COVID times
up in there. So yeah, I mean, I'll pull that up now so you can see the old school setup, which also was our old school setup for the song reactions, which I want to say, Dad, that started January 2020. I want to say
it's February 2020. We did it with
Chris Stapleton. Tennessee Whiskey was the first one. And then the song battles came shortly after your idea for a good old John Cougar Mellencamp.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, that was the first one.
And then, so we had, you know, between the streams, reactions, and battles, we had a lot hitting in just, you know, a little over a year time.
And then we started the top 10. Shout out to Rich, one of our OGs.
Yeah, that's right. So here we go. I'll share the screen so you can see. I had deleted the first part, but this is what year? November 22nd, 2019. So
I think I'm gonna cringe.
We're gonna go here.
I gotta put on my headphones to see what this sounds. Oh, don't just have me up here looking like a jabroni.
And then we look here, and so it was just this was my bedroom, man. We had the Spotify on the PlayStation 4. Shout out to that.
With our like
lapel mic is still balling right there.
I look confused with our old school sound bar that wasn't a great sound
That's
bar.
right. The sound bar would just come booming, but you know what? People liked it.
They did.
They would be very impressed. So here we go. Let's.
100+ minutes.
Yeah. So what are we doing? 20, huh?
Shout out Ian Credible too.
20, so
10.
See, and we're just talking here. That's right, because the computer, y'all, would be right. Because obviously I didn't have my phone, so I couldn't follow the chat on anything except for my computer. So, and then we go right
we're
here.
waiting and cooking.
We got Buddy Holly.
up there for some random reason.
That's
Buddy
funny,
Holly,
man.
look at that face.
And
Hey,
let's get to some of the music here and see how. See,
Before Carl's time.
it was not that bad, you know. In the grand scheme of things, it could have been worse.
We're just sitting here looking at the computer to see the chat. Josh, what's up? Josh is an OG. I'll tell you right now, Josh is an OG.
That's. Oh, I'm going 2x speed for some reason.
So is Trucker Cat.
Yeah, that's right. But dude, yeah, and so yeah, that was the old school setup. I don't even know, Dad, when ended up buying, I think it was August of 2020 is when we bought this current computer. I don't know who this is. August of 2020.
That's Elvis Costello.
In whenever we bought our actual, streaming computer that we're rocking and rolling with right now. So yeah, man, it's it was cool to see the whatchamacallit, the evolution, if you will, of that. And yeah, we picked up
it just went all different ways.
We picked up, a better mic. We shout out the Blue Yeti right here that actually works, and everything. And
we've upgraded it. We put a lot of money back into the channel. Yeah, between the computer, this computer's only used for streaming and filming vids. It's not used for anything else. And we kept upgrading our webcam, kept upgrading the mic until bought studio lights. These are actual studio lights that I got.
Dude, yeah. And that was the thing too, Dad, back in the day on some of our old school album review. And again, I guess I'll pull up the MJ one. Like the lighting, it wasn't abysmal, but we had these shadows everywhere.
Yeah, we had these 2 cheap lights, the 3-way lights that are kind of standing lights, one on each side. And then one of them burnt out. So we only had one for us. So there's going to be certain vids where they're real dark on one side.
And Carl brings up, he found us doing a diamond art project. They take hundreds of hours, and then and he listened to all our Beatles reviews in a row. That's awesome. Please let us know in the chat, how did you discover us? If you remember. We'd love to hear that, because man, it comes from a lot of different places, and at this point, having over 2,500 videos up, and just and so many different types of artists, obscure to the most popular. You'd never know how someone's gonna find you. So that's cool.
Yeah. I mean, we've been found by some odd things.
And shout out to Lob for putting that request in for the unknown sausage right here. If you guys also have any questions, put them in the chat. We'll answer a few here, and then we'll get the tunes rocking and rolling. I'll get caught up on the queue here. Let me see.
We'll get some music rocking.
4, 5, 6. So yeah, then not too bad. We'll see what we're looking at here, man. And then we'll also throughout the night we'll go back to that top 100 list. That was one of the coolest things I think we put together.
I do too. And at some point I'd like to try it again.
Yeah, exactly. And like I said, shout out to Maine's Massey Entertainment. I know he helped us because
we'd have never done it without Brian.
We had almost 100 lists. Maybe it's like over 50. I don't know, but yeah, and that was a lot to put together. But
no, Carl wasn't doing Neil yet on that one, Rob, but Carl did it soon after. Good memory though that Carl was doing that.
Okay. Shane also found us on the Beatles. Cool stuff. Imran, what's up, man?
Imran?
What's up? Good to see you in here as well. Another OG. Kevin out here. Oh yeah, the Bauhaus, man.
Bauhaus, that brought in. Shout out to CSN, man, who brought us a lot of good stuff. I'd never even heard of Bauhaus, and then we kind of dove that direction.
Yeah, Lethea from the Water Boys. Nice. Then found the streams. Yeah, it's interesting. Some people have just found us through the streaming aspect. So whenever you have all the different avenues.
And Brian mentioned earlier, we did inspire a few people to start their own channels, because I think you go like, hell, if these 2 guys can do it,
no, exactly.
We always tell everybody
no, man, that's awesome, Brian.
Now we're a little bit more of a machine. I can film, it can. One day I filmed a couple weeks ago, 5 album reactions in one day, which is absolutely insane. When it's kind of down to, I do the research, it's just down to I'll talk about that in a little while. That'll be a good thing to talk about. What do we do when we get?
That's a good point. And yeah, shout out Rich as well, who started his channel. Doc, I know I filmed some videos with all y'all guys, and man, cool. Tom Williams actually out here as well. Just some cool stuff, man. And that's right, Bostart was an admin in the Fleetwood Mac group, because I used to do a much better job promoting our stuff on Reddit.
We don't promote Facebook, it all. I need to get back to that. I don't promote any of it at all. You get caught up in the day-to-day of the channel. I got to get this research filmed. Like earlier today, we filmed 4 of the battles that we had. You just always in an album review. But yeah.
But yeah, man. So cool stuff right there.
Evan David said you guys were kind enough to respond to my ramblings. Here's the thing.
That's right, dude. I'll tell you what. I gotta admit, I'll let you go there, but I probably haven't responded in proper to much more than maybe a comment a week probably in the past couple years. But this man right here, always out here responding to the folks.
It's a weird thing. You think I'm crazy. Gina thought I was crazy for a long time. I respond to every single comment that has ever been made on this channel. Unless you're just a jerk off, then I might ban you, but I might respond to you and then ban. But I respond to every single comment, which I know seems insane. And if you see the volume of it, but it's just one of those things, man. I just feel like if somebody spends the time to leave a comment,
no, exactly,
and watch the video, then the least I can do is respond to them. Even the bigger we've gotten, there's obviously a lot more, but still.
No, exactly, dude, and I think that goes a long way. You know, and I think that's one of the things of the culture. As Bruce is dancing right now, thank you, Reggie, for the super chat there. I think that's one of the things that we didn't talk about per se, like in depth, but we would rather have that connection with the audience as opposed to just how big an audience can we get, even if we don't like everybody in the chat right now, Dad, we know to some degree,
know all you guys,
right?
Yeah, and I feel like I know you from like Heath, even though I've never met Heath. He's like one of my best friends to a certain extent, right? Because I talk to him all the time through chat. We share like real stuff on just the comments. So it's like one of those things where, and I mean, I tell you guys this on my streams. You guys are my friends. Like, cause I mean, I don't have a lot of friends outside of, you have a family and job, and it's just, you guys know our physical stuff. And it's like one of those things where, and yes, you could build this channel a different way. You could we could go double our subs next year if I really wanted to. I could go double our subs. Like,
no, yeah, by cherry picking, and I'm glad too. We never really fell into the whole idea of, oh my goodness, this is the greatest song I've ever heard. That some people fall into. Which, hey, if that works for them and they want it, some people like that. That's why YouTube, there's the different things. But
and every once in a while you'll see us throw one out there, but that's really just to get the algorithm started. And so if your channel's not getting a lot of views, then YouTube will push it out less. So sometimes I'll go look for a vid that I think is going to go over, and I'll push that out. All of a sudden it kickstarts not just that video, but all our other videos. And I'll do that more this next year. I'll find some vids to kickstart the algorithm, but it's not going to be some sort of regular thing or anything.
No, exactly. And yeah, shout out Poet, R.I.P. Poet. Poet passed away, unfortunately.
August
Shane.
of last year.
Yeah,
about 16 months ago.
Poet GB was an OG of the channel as well. Man. Cool stuff, man. Cool stuff. But
and wait till you point out that the channel's driven largely by the community. Yes, almost everything we put up is driven by you guys. And here's the beauty of it, right? Because we put up so much stuff that I would never even know existed, and it brings in so many other people, and it just gives you such a difference in the vast amount of content. We don't just have just rock or just this or just that.
Yeah,
you
exactly.
got everything.
Yeah,
you got everything.
Exactly, and I and I'll talk my talk. I put the variety we've put up in the past 5 years against any other reaction channel.
I would too.
Just like I was saying earlier, from the most obscure kind of off the grid type of bands or artists to the more famous artists and top 10 list and live streams and Legend series, and I was a big fan of the draft series we did.
Yeah, that was great.
That took about a year. And
as I just listened to 42 albums from 2023 in the last 2 weeks, so we can do the 2023 one.
So yeah, man, that's a cool deal right there. But we'll keep talking, y'all. We can get the headphones on and throw some tunes up in here, and I will get everybody's stuff up on the requests as well. We'll start with a little, I guess, Mark Knopfler for Lethea, someone who has an insane fan base that Dire Straits does.
Yeah.
That was one of our first reactions.
We'll show you our most watched videos.
Yeah. So let me I'll catch up here. I know you won't be able to see too much, Dad.
No, you're fine.
Up to Florida freight, and they blew.
Oh, we won't change it.
Paper cups.
Brian mentioned it. Like, people are hyperbolic. They want us to go crazy. Right?
Oh,
the greatest thing ever. Like, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to give you a genuine reaction. If you see me overwhelmed with something, then at least I think it's really good.
No, exactly. Yeah, it's a little more authentic, right?
Like the clientele.
Yeah, I can look at your guys's.
Get the onion.
Thanks, Reg. I appreciate that, man.
Yeah, Reggie, appreciate the kind words, dude.
Both Star Poet died. He had complications from a surgery he had that was supposed to be routine. There are no routine surgeries, boys and girls. But if you're about to have one, don't get nervous. But I'm just catching up.
we're hitting that nice and somber Mark Knopfler solo right here.
As a real king lay rocking,
That Christmas song vibe we've been getting us into.
then he was flying like Santa Claus
All right, y'all. I'm already almost caught up. What a time.
No, that's all right. I'm just catching up.
to the window of a house by a stream.
T Soup throwing a little. I saw it go by, but I didn't read a little T Swift jab at me.
There were kids at the table, all aglow in the light. Music in a winter time sure carries at night. There was turkey
go.
and gravy, pie and ice cream.
I like, yeah, Carl says he prefers the reviews
For
that
each and every
we've
one
done for him that he didn't like that much.
Okay.
Where the red eyes
That authenticity, you know?
in our glasses.
I think that one of your lowest scores ever was
Me
for
and my
a Faith No More.
like the sun.
Oh God, I hated that album. Shout out though to our Australian brother,
Alan.
Alan. But yeah, and then you Trey,
One, two,
the infamous Bat Out of Hell, 5.5, 5.5, 5.75.
That's right.
Although 5's average, people go absolutely insane.
All due respect to Meatloaf.
And
Mr.
then I
Buck.
gave Animals from Floyd a 7. People just
in a
lost
billy
it.
club.
That's right.
So those are the ones
As
that
they
stick-
should have.
Here
A 7's still good, man.
that
People flip out, man.
song and dance team
I'm still catching.
heading home for the holiday.
All right, y'all. I'm already caught up. Let's go.
On his knees like a fighter.
Cool.
The rail rider.
Evan David thinks he knows our most watched vid. Oh, nothing will ever catch. Well, I should say nothing will ever catch his vid. It's been so far ahead, and it's such a random thing.
It was the perfect mix, right?
Yes, insane.
Tearing the seam.
Am I good with Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce? Sure I am. I mean, I don't give it two thoughts.
For the rover.
Reggie getting some Johnny Cash vibes here, while Lob is getting some Tom Waits vibes.
Yeah, that's what I got the second his voice came on.
the Tom Waits.
And Matt Carrillo backing me up.
Me and
The
my
7.
associates
7's fine.
like the Beyonce.
Cheers to Lethea on this one. She said the whole album's good.
In a white
Never heard a
flashlight.
Knopfler Knucker.
You know, Brian said,
Glunker.
Massey says my favorite video you did for me was REM's Triple Shot. So that's another.
Dude, that's
who I
right.
forgot about. So REM, I didn't like him because I'm telling you guys, when you're 12 years old and watching these damn videos from REM, and you're just like, what is this stuff? And then they did Stand, and like you can't really let that stand. And then Brian started bringing stuff, and I really respect Brian's opinion. And then all of a sudden, like I just dove into REM, and now I love them. They're one of my favorite bands of all time. So shout out to Brian. It's directly because of Brian.
No,
Otherwise,
that's
I would
right.
be like, I hate these guys.
Well, and speaking of Brian, we'll get Brian's tune up next. Brother I from the Flaming Lips off of their album that came out recently here. Flaming Lips, ironically enough, was one of the first
Song or album
reaction. I'm trying to think what the
for
official
Javier. The
first-
first one we ever did,
was it Sign of the Times by Prince?
it was.
Okay, for our guy Noah.
Yep. Shiny Happy People. That's what I was thinking of. Not Stan. Shiny Happy People. That's what I was thinking.
But yeah, and we did.
No, 5 out of 10 would be average if you took average.
No, yeah, Shane was saying that an interesting theory. Subconsciously, people think 7 out of 10 is average since
No, of course.
a C is an average in America.
You're right.
I
No,
think
you're right, Shane.
That's a good. That's an interesting discussion. How many 10s have you given out on the channel, Dad? I know I've given a 10 to Revolver. I gave a 10 to Station by Bowie.
That was really out of pocket. There's no way in hell. That was really out of pocket.
I also, I'm trying to think. I think I gave a 10 to Abbey Road. I might have been just under.
Yeah,
I'm not
this is
sure.
New Flaming Lips. Sure, I think I've given it.
In Rainbows, I think I gave it 10 as well.
I've given either 5 or 6 10s ever to any album, right? That just because I'm just like.
I like that. You're a tough grader, I think. And Highway 61, yes, Highway 61.
Yeah, Highway 61. So I just can't even remember what else.
Yeah, dude. Dylan was another. I mean,
Dylan, that's another. Yeah, Dylan. I didn't know anything about Dylan except for he had a bad voice.
I gave Wish You Were Here a 10 as well. Maybe I didn't, actually. I gave it a retroactive 10 after I stewed on it.
Yeah, see, I think, Reg, if I didn't give Born to Run a 10, I should have. It's my number 3 album of all time.
Born to
I don't
Run a
remember
10
if I did at the time. I probably didn't at the time because early on I was trying to figure out how I was going to grade stuff.
Dude, this, I agree with you there, Dad. I think we were really high in the 9s on Born to Run, but
it's a 10 to me now.
Yeah. Cheers to anyone who got a request in as well. We'll shut it down for the time being here.
We may open it back up. We'll see how it goes. I know we talked a ton at the beginning, but it's just we gave a live 2007 at 8.5. All right.
That's right. I do. That was one of my favorite ones that you brought, Shane.
I did not give Dark Side a 10, even though I listened to it 20 times. I think culturally it's probably the same.
Yo, cheers to Kieran. Dropping that. All right.
Yeah, how can I forget about Dylan, man? I guess I should just turn around and say anybody else. I mean, Fleetwood Mac Rumors was a great discovery. I knew some of the songs, but like this whole album is like.
Hey, we'll get your request in.
No,
we'll get that.
No, we're good on time. We're good. That's why we want to be able to talk and switch to the request.
No, this is good, and yeah, we the soft bulletin, man, was like we were saying. I know Grace by Jeff Buckley was another real early. We listened to that the day COVID kind of dropped. I do recall, if I'm not mistaken.
And I see what Wheaty is saying. I don't love rating albums or pointing out the shortcomings. That's just my opinion. Music is a gift, and nitpicking is rude. Not really though, right? Because we kind of got it. Like this is good and this is okay. Like people want to know that. Before I go to a movie, I look at the reviews. If they're all bad or if they're all great, then usually the critics are right. If they're mixed, then they're usually not. But if you have 20 people saying something's great, and I do it now. That's how I didn't listen to hardly any 2023 albums, so I wouldn't look at the critics list.
And
if all these albums are on every single critic's list, then I know it's good and I go listen to it and it makes me discover the music. So I think there's two ways to looking at it.
No, definitely. No, I can appreciate both viewpoints.
Yeah, I'm
just somebody who, as I know we got a lot of people like to rank things and list them out, you know?
And I don't think there's anything wrong with that. It's discussion.
Yeah, and let's go now to the great Kirsty McCall, another artist that we did a couple things for. Soho Square, I believe this was T Super that brought this. Honor of the 23rd passing of the death killing of Kirsty right here. Get the lyrics up.
See, I'm with you, Bob. Some albums I absolutely love, I would personally give a 7. Perfect albums need to flow perfectly. A couple bad or misplaced tracks hurt the score, but the whole of the project. See, and there's some albums that I love, but I'm not going to give them a 10 or even a 9, right? Or even an 8 sometimes, but I personally love. So that's where you got to like divorce yourself from the personal feelings and try to.
I like that idea.
Analyze them. That's what I try to do. There's albums I give 8.5 that I never listen to again.
But you recognize the greatness, right, of the musicianship, etc.
Yeah, I know they're 8.5.
I agree with you on that. What is up to Becca as well?
Becca,
how you doing? Another OG.
Yes, definitely.
I got the lyrics up, but then I didn't get the Spotify up. Her 4th record. They're on this 93. I was not even born yet.
Ness says, I don't mind saying an album is good or bad, but I don't say something like that's a 9.7. Like, for my 2023, if I pull them up, I get things like 4.04, 4.03, because I got to be able to differentiate.
What is up to Gurn as well? The Eagles man. The man with the accordion.
Gurn and I share a lot of beliefs on some of these classic artists.
Yeah, this is pretty. I don't think I've listened to a full-on McCall record.
River, I filmed that Judas Priest yesterday. Right?
Yeah, Judas Priest top 10 coming at you, people.
Didn't know
Spot.
any Judas Priest songs. I'd heard one time. It's kind of crazy, but once again, people would say no. And I'm like, why would I hear them? They never had a hit. I've heard of them when I was young, but I never listened.
We'll do a couple more tunes, y'all, and then we'll go to our top 100 list. We'll go through the first 25 or so that came out, and we'll see how we view them at this point. Kind of talk some records as well.
Yeah, exactly.
Do we agree with the people? Do we agree with our list from 3 years ago?
I probably wouldn't. I started like back in October. I was going to re-rank my top 50 albums. You know how long that made it? I made it about 20 minutes. I never went back to that list. I haven't had time. I might have time now to do it.
Dude, no, I definitely want to get my top 100, or I might even do 250. I'm approaching 3,000 albums listened to in the past 5 years, so it's a lot.
Do I have a set of criteria? No, Evan David. I've just done it so much. We have 2,500 videos up on this channel. What do you think, Trav? Probably appeared in 2,000 of them.
Yeah.
I've done a hell of a lot of music, man. I just know now. I know almost right away.
We are on Sean's account, and you still have the heart, Dad. How do you have the heart? Because last week, I was on Spotify. I only had the check, man. It really bummed me out.
That's because I talked to him, Trav. I said, you know who's the elder here? He needs the... Gurn, it's been a pleasure knowing you two, brother. It really has.
Well, and thanks, Gurn, as well. Gurn is one of a handful or two of musicians that are actually in the community. Gurn sent us his music before it dropped, last year, which was a treat. And it's always cool to play people's original stuff on here as well, and be able to hear people who actually have some musical talent.
Yeah, who can judge this stuff way better than we can. Marcus, thank you, man. Appreciate it.
What is up to Marcus and the Yellow Dart? How are you doing? Well, we appreciate you.
We do appreciate everybody. That I'm still 5 years later, Trey, almost 28,000 subs, just kind of like, you get into the grind of the channel, getting everything done, and it's like you just take a moment to appreciate the fact that all these people, 1 million videos were watched this year. It's insane.
No, exactly, dude. We got around 6 million total views. 28,000 subscribers, man, and it's at a certain point too, at least for me at this point in the YouTube journey, I don't even really care at this point about views and subs, etc.
No, I don't either.
At a point that just kind of fades away, I guess. Of course, I want our videos to do well, and I appreciate all our subs and people that come through. But nowadays, it's cool to have that community aspect, right, Dad? To where some of you we've known for 4+ years. Like Ness has sent us many gifts and cool things.
Yeah, he sent me this great advent calendar of Die Hard this year. Die Hard of Christmas movies, you boys and girls know. And this is fantastic coming out of the blue because Carl's just a great guy. Ness is just a great guy, man.
And that's he's not the only one. From Facebook messages to even calls sometimes for some of you, emails, whatever it is, man. It is very humbling and cool to be able to connect with people that literally from all over the world. I know
that's another cool thing.
The stream we're doing now, we probably don't have a lot of our European friends up in here, but yeah, man, people from all over the UK, right?
Yeah.
You have
Australia,
Norway,
New Zealand, he's in New Zealand,
Mexico, big Canada contingent as well, which is kind of neat. But
yeah, it is. And when you talk about views, the only time it bothers me when a video gets low views is if I've reacted to something that I know isn't very popular, right? And the artist isn't very popular, but I react to it and it's fantastic. And I'm like, dang, man, I wish more people give us a chance. But I get it. You got a litany of things to choose from your entertainment, right? And so most people are not going to listen to something that they don't even know who it is, right?
No, exactly. Yeah.
But so that's really tough. And, Ness asked a question, do we get deaf? Where is it at? It's a good question. I burned out a bit on Led Zeppelin after high school. How do you guys feel listening to the amount of music you listen to? It's a good question. I don't really burn out. Now, I listen to a lot of podcasts, though. So I haven't listened to as much music this past year. But, I do listen to a lot of between streaming. And now you're streaming twice, right? A week.
Yeah.
We get to all this good music. And then I just absolutely for 2 weeks did a deep dive and listened to 42 albums. I don't do that all the time. I love doing that. It was nice. I wouldn't want to do it all the time. But, you go through periods where you get a little burnt out, so much music all the time. But I've kind of learned to control that a little bit, so I don't listen to as much music as I once did. But
no, that's a great question. I think 2 years ago the year-long project of doing the album draft series, right?
Yeah, last year that was a grind.
We would listen 40 albums a week sometimes from that given year, and it was a great educational experience, and I'd say I think I can speak for both of us. We listened to almost, I'd say, every major release from in a pop music. I'm not talking, exclusively pop music, but like a popular rock album, popular hip hop, popular this, popular that, from probably the mid '60s to just about current day here. And so for me, I like this year just running complete discographies of certain big name artists. That's kind of been my project, and I was able to keep up with the new 2023 releases. I don't listen to as much as I was doing, but I'll still probably average anywhere from I don't know, maybe 7 to like 12 albums a week, somewhere in there.
Yeah, you listen to a lot more than I do, and then I catch up. But yeah, I think.
What's up to Doc, by the way?
Yeah, Doc, man, one of our OGs too, man. Thank you, SoundLab.
And SoundLab up in here. Yeah, appreciate it, guys.
Let's see. Where's the question?
When you choose the name reactions to the classics, did you only have classic artists like the Stones, Dylan, the Beatles in mind? That's a good question, Shane. I'd love to say I had this great story coming up with the name. It one day just kind of came to me as
It's a great name.
This channel, if you look at our about, it says we started sometime in 2017. That's when the channel was created, even though our first video didn't go up till 2018. That is because in 2017, I had this channel. I chopped my YouTube teeth on called 5-Minute Wrestling Reviews. Shout out to all my professional wrestling fans out there, where I would review WWE pay-per-views, New Japan Pro Wrestling reviews, and you would jump on me there with on the videos there a little bit.
Eventually, I jumped in to start helping. I just kind of hosted it because he knew way more about it than I did.
And so we rocked and rolled with that, and if that was one where like I don't know, most videos had like 40 views or something. It wasn't it, but I was like, okay, I don't want to do this anymore. That was, I believe, October of 2018 or September, and then a few months later I was like, you know what, I just want to get into listening to classic albums, right?
But you had the idea too first that summer. You came up and said we should listen as a family to the 1001 albums, and so
that's right.
You said that, so we each of me, you, Gina, and Mac would pick albums, and we started doing that a little bit, and that kind of, you got us started down that road, and then here we go.
No, that is a good point, Dak, because we listened to a few, and then from that, because there's the book. I'm sure a lot of you are familiar with it.
I think Brian went through the whole thing.
I have since gone through the whole thing as well. And the 1001 albums to hear before you die type of thing, a nice little gimmick, but yeah, man, it was cool to just be like, all right, we're gonna listen to some tunes and see what we got, and then before you know it, we're out here putting in the work like that. But all that to say, yes, in the early days reactions to the classics, I did have just those classic type of artists in mind, and then it was able to kind of evolve from there. But I do think it's a pretty bang up name, if I gotta pat myself on the back.
And I think here's the other thing you get into, how people complain, well, this isn't a classic. Really, it's like beauty, right? Classic is in the eye of the beholder, right? What are we gonna do? Is it an age thing? Is it a brilliance thing? What is it, right? So
dude, it's Kenny Omega. I actually met him, Marcus. I know he just got diverticulitis. Poor dude.
Oh gosh, did he? I did not know that.
Marcus asked as well. What did he ask? Who do you think is the greatest band of all time? Man, it's interesting. The more I've listened to music, the more I've kind of shied away from. I just don't think music is a thing you can pin down to one, like, oh, this is the greatest, because same thing with albums and stuff too, because how can you compare a let's say a mid 50s jazz album to a 2010 abstract hip hop album to a 60s or 70s classic rock album to an electronic record to pop to this and that. So I kind of view and rate albums based on their genre and what they're trying to do. I'm not gonna ding an electronic album for not having good lyrics, because that's not what it's trying to do, right? But obviously some that come to mind, and I know the Beatles, obviously. I mean, it's a cliche answer, but just based on all the criteria, I mean, Beatles. I do think the Stones are closer to the Beatles after going through the Stones' whole catalog, and their longevity, Dad, is insane.
Yeah, their longevity. So for me, I agree in a way with everything you said, but for me, it's the Beatles, and it's not even close. And I think they're probably going to be the greatest artists of all time forever. But they got some advantages, right? Because they came along and were able to maybe not invent any of these genres, but because they had such popularity, push these genres, push being innovative in things, even if they weren't the first one to do it. So like they were able to do some things that like somebody can't be first again, because it's different now. So I think that gives you a really big advantage in that. But for me, it's the Beatles, even though I don't really listen to the Beatles very much nowadays.
Yeah, just in the free time. Yeah. No, that is interesting, Dad, how that evolves, right? And yeah, anytime the Beatles come on, I'm taken honestly to the good vibes of this channel as we went, together.
And then my first words are like, damn, these guys are great. Yellow Dart, we got it in the queue. It'll probably be another hour before we get to it, but it is in the queue. Gurren, that's the one grade I would take back. That's the one grade I give that album a 7, and it haunts me forever.
The good old Kiss, baby, just retired. I would also put Radiohead in the discussion as well when you're talking greatest. Floyd for me. Nick Cave and the Bad Seeds, I'd honestly throw up there. They don't have a bad record, and they got the longevity. If you're talking just pure on music talent, who do I think is the greatest overall artist if we're going outside of bands? I've gotten more and more to the point where I think you could definitely easily argue that Dylan is better than the Beatles and better than all these top bands. The more I just really think about it. Not to sound pretentious, I put John Coltrane up there, the jazz saxophone great.
That's who I thought he was going to say, Shane.
Yeah, my boy Kanye West. I mean, Kanye is my personal favorite musical artist of all. I probably listen to more Ye than anyone ever. I couldn't quite put him up to the level of like a Coltrane or a Dylan, but Ye, I think has Kanye would tell you for sure. But Miles Davis, there's just certain artists you listen to that you're just like, oh my goodness, this person is operating on another plane, another level right now of greatness.
Now Becca points out Hendrix. Now I just couldn't ever put anybody with that little amount. Like you've got to have, when you talk about the greatest ever, you've got to have a catalog of stuff, and that, not Jimmy's fault, but these people with, lower.
But that is a good point though, Beck, because I put Hendrix in that like Coltrane, Dylan category of just people that I heard and were like, oh my goodness, this is from another planet right now.
Up here. Yeah, like Dylan's lyrics.
That's great. I like some Yes, Yellow Dart. I'm not a big prog guy in general, so I don't really listen, but I do respect Yes. Bowie, of course, you gotta, after going through his whole catalog
Bowie.
to someone with that big of a catalog that was just ridiculously prolific in so many different genres as well. I like that. And speaking of greatest, let's check out this a portion of this top 100 albums list, y'all.
Oh, gosh.
That we made. Let's kick it off. We'll go through 25 of these to start. We'll see and look at these albums, see if we agree they still have a place on the list. And then after that, we'll get back to a little more tunes. We got some Bee Gees up on deck for our guy Chris. And then River Song up there, etc., etc. But let's check it out. Who finished last in the fantasy league? Honestly, Shane, we're having a losers consolation bracket. I'm in danger. That's all I'm gonna say, man. I'm in danger of finishing last. It's tough. It's tough.
Guys. I'm still not saying Hendrix isn't great. I'm just saying if you're talking about the GOAT, you gotta have I think. Jeff Buckley is absolutely outstanding.
Yeah, but
But you can't, like it's if we're talking greatest ever.
And your boys Nirvana.
You're talking Springsteen. Beatles had a ton of albums, even though they had a 7-year run. So yeah.
All right, let's.
Oh man,
look at that.
So this is the in between. Before we had this, but we'd order one and then we just
Look
put
at
up
that before.
There's the boys right behind us. We can't see John because of the glare of the cheap lights. But
I am a Kids See Ghost fan. I not a top 5 for me for Kanye Lob, but I do like it. All right, let's check out this list was compiled, y'all, by about I'd say over 50, maybe 75 top 50 albums of all time list that people sent in to us. So let's get it. Let's get it, man. And see what we agree with. Number 1, bookend Simon Garfunkel.
I wouldn't put that in there.
Here's the thing, and I know you agree with me, Dad. I think Simon and Garfunkel are fantastic. Love their harmonies.
Yes.
Fantastic songs. They're a group where it's tough for me. They're kind of like the Doors. Every album they released is really, really good. I don't have one album of theirs that I'd put in a top 100.
Me too.
Of all
That's
time.
exactly how I feel. Yeah. But take great pictures. Every damn picture of these guys makes me laugh because they just look awesome.
No,
as can be, man. You just pick anything you want. I'm like, is this purposeful?
All right. What else we got? here?
Oh,
the ad. Man, YouTube's ad game, y'all.
Right away?
Been killing us.
Yeah.
This is our own video.
We have a.
And they hit it back to back?
Yeah, this is our own video.
All right.
Graduation, fantastic, Reg.
All right.
No way. Sorry, guys. No way. No way. But that's just me.
No, I can't. I can't agree with this either.
But that's why we didn't put this list together.
This is my favorite band record.
Yeah.
The band that a group that again talking just like pure musicianship and talent,
just tremendous.
Got to be up there. Even though I don't listen to them again a lot of my free
I don't
time.
love them, but I recognize the greatness.
But yeah, this is my favorite band record. So if there's going to be one on this list, I agree with this one. I Shall Be Released. All right, 96. What do we got? My girl, York.
I think if we did this again, we have so much more community members from all over. This would look alike.
Dude, this is
an underrated album.
I love this album, dude.
Very underrated album.
Let's go, baby. Another one of your boys, Metallica. Master of Puppets. I'm trying to think. Do I like this more? I think I prefer their album Ride the Lightning that came out in '88. But hey, man, classic Metallica is it goes in. It goes in.
Let me list my favorite Metallica albums. Okay, go ahead, Trey. You can start it again.
Come on.
You can start it again.
What do we got next? Nick Drake. I've never been like the biggest Nick Drake guy, but I respect him. Someone else who only had 3 albums.
Yeah.
Stevie? Oh, yeah. Come on now.
This album is
Classic. One of the GOATs. Ramones.
Right now, Evan Davis turning cartwheels in Wales.
CSN, again, good album. I couldn't put it in the top.
No, me neither.
But hey, man, great folk rock.
That's why we didn't make the list. I did not remember Captain Beefheart.
Dude, Captain Beefheart. I'll tell you what, man. This album is one everybody's got to listen to once, because this thing, even though it's over 50 years old, this is like an acid trip. I can't say I'm a fan of this album. But as far as being an experimental music, especially for the time, Captain Beefheart and Frank Zappa in that 60s era were really just, you need people like that, y'all, in the different artistic lanes to push those boundaries. So, and what a cover.
Wow.
We have a lot of CSN. This is my favorite CSN
me
project.
Too. I've got it.
The River, baby. I'm surprised this made the top 100. I don't think Darkness did. I couldn't have the River top 100, but I do like it.
I couldn't either. I love
Dude,
it.
don't you see a man like this, Dad? You see Leonard Cohen looking at you like that, you're about to hear one of the best written songs you've ever heard.
I never even knew anything about Leonard Cohen either, right? So we got on this channel. I didn't know anything about Leonard Cohen. I knew he wrote Hallelujah. I didn't know who the hell he was. Didn't start in music till he's 33 either, and made
Yeah.
music up till he died in his 80s. I mean, just a tremendous, tremendous artist.
Dude, I think that might be a 2024 project. T-Super, do a revised version. It's been a long time.
Because so many of you guys were in the... Yeah, I would like to do that.
Lethea says, this guy looks like Adam Sandler. I've never thought of that, but
He
he kind of...
does. He kind of does. He looks like your
Ian-
high
Ian
school
up in
English
here as
teacher. He's
well.
got the tie on, and right now he's like, this is Mr. Cohen. He taught 9th grade English.
Hey, what's up to Ian? Ian, another OG up in
Oh,
here.
yeah, definitely.
All right. Leonard looking at Simon Garfunkel.
Yeah, there you go, Gert.
All right, what do we got now? Oh, the Dark Bubs would be happy. Little Yes. I know you did an album.
I
with
did.
you.
Not that one.
Arcade Funeral.
Very underrated.
Dude,
Arcade
well,
Fire is very underrated.
Yeah, I feel this album is one that it's becoming a little more polarizing. I feel I've seen an online discussion, but as of late, some people thinking it's overrated. I think it's Arcade Fire's best work.
I do too.
And it is a great hallmark of the 21st century rock.
Most people do prefer Southern.
Oh, dude, this album probably easy top 50 on my personal list. Joy Division. No shot. This should be in the top 100. No shot, in my opinion.
No.
I
No.
love REM.
There's 2 of them that I put in there, but that wouldn't be.
Because I don't think I'm pretty sure Automatic made it on this list.
But Murmur didn't.
I would have Murmur.
I would
up
stuff
in
the
there.
ballot box. Me and Brian. Well, Brian tabulate this thing. We'll get Murmur in there, right, Brian? We'll get it in there.
Dude, yeah, Matt. I was bumping some Joy Division just yesterday. Elliott Smith, either or. Elliott's another one for me. Just on a personal level, you know, he's in that discussion top 10 songwriter just for me personally.
Yeah, he was tremendous. Another guy I was glad we discovered.
And I think this is his best album.
Makes me want to watch Good Will Hunting.
Dude, the Miss Misery, Good Will Hunting. John Lennon, I mean, it is a classic. I don't think it's reached my top 100, but
It wouldn't reach
great.
mine either.
This would not be in my top 100 either.
No, it doesn't mean they're not great albums, but top 100 is rarefied air.
Yeah, if you're talking all time, Physical Graffiti, I think suffers from that you know, it's a double album. You know? So that B side, that last side, a little rough, not rough, but even in Zeppelin, I would have Zeppelin 1, Zeppelin 3, Zeppelin 4, Houses of the Holy above Physical Graffiti.
I would too.
Stone
this
Roses.
album's
Come
great.
on now.
This album's great.
Oh, the Stone Roses were up there for the discoveries with that. And Nexus Kick.
This is a really good. This Nexus album's really good. Shout out to Alan. He had us do that album. Oh,
And
no.
I'm much higher on this album than you.
No, I'm not high on any of Paul's stuff. Like overall, so I like a lot of his stuff. I love Paul. It's not shade to Paul, but I just don't get it. I think without John there to check him, I think a lot of the songwriting just becomes, and I'm going to go down this road where half of you are just going to click off this channel going, I knew I liked the son better than the dad, but you know,
Brian's with you.
I
Brian's
love
with
Paul,
you there.
but yeah.
Becca had it in the top 50. We'll keep going, y'all. We'll do the top 50 and then we'll get back to the tunes. Here we have one of the best guitar albums of all time.
So good.
Television, Marquee Moon, a landmark
So
in
good.
the post-punk alt rock movement. Probably a top 50 album on my personal
Yeah,
list
it's
here,
really
so.
good, dude. It's hard to pick the best Petty solo album.
Dude, yeah. What would you pick? I as much as I like Wildflowers, I think I gotta go 89 Full Moon Fever.
I think I go Full Moon Fever too, but it's tough, man. It's really hard to know which one.
Dude, thank you, Becca. Trey over Sean. That's what I'm talking
No,
about.
it's fine. I can take it, man. I can take it. He'll probably be here a lot longer than me. Sean needs to put down the Merlot. I don't even drink. This album's great.
Talk about a polarizing group.
Yeah.
though.
Oh my goodness. So like, I only knew 2 songs from Oasis, right? The 2 that were quote hits here in America. And like people, I get it, man. We didn't grow up around this in the UK. Like I wasn't around this, but I think Oasis is great. I really do. And I think this album's great.
Well, and just ask them. They'll tell you they're
That's
great.
right. Now you got to be in the right mood though, because you're going to hammer 60 minutes on almost any Oasis album of this heavy guitar, right? So you're not going to spin it just anytime you want, or I'm not. But yeah.
Shane says he's going to keep his mouth shut. Doc going that southern accent. I like it. All right. Overall, good list, I feel, so far. Benz, I didn't remember this made it.
I think it's an underrated album.
I'm a big Benz guy, dude.
I am too.
Come on. Oh yeah,
This is underrated now, probably. But also,
shout out to Carl for
Carl.
taking me through the Black Sabbath journey.
I think Sabbath might suffer that they got so many good albums. It's hard to know which one to vote.
That's
like,
a good point, Dad.
You know, like if you have
Especially-
one album like television, right? You got one album.
Yeah.
You got two albums, but one album that's really known. So like
Yeah.
it's easy. If I'm voting in television, I'm voting Marquee.
Yeah,
Movie.
whereas Sabbath, I
It can
think
get split.
split from there. You know, debut, Volume 4, Master of Reality. But yeah, Paranoid, another top 50 all time for me. Love them. Oh, yeah. Billy Corgan might be unsufferable, but this album is an all-timer as well. As is this one, baby.
This album's awesome.
Number 69.
Somebody had it.
Wow, damn the torpedo.
Wow, that's out of no. I like this album a lot, but there's no way in the world it's a top 100 album. It's a fun album.
Yeah,
But
it's not better than Wildflowers, and I don't know if Full Moon Fever's even on this list. I don't think Tom Petty got 3 on this list.
No. And speaking of that, what was our rule? Brian might remember. You can only have.
I don't.
Can only vote for 3 of the same art. Did we have some rule?
We might have capped or
3 of the same artist or 4? Not on the list itself, but who you could vote for.
I think so.
I don't think
that's true.
We shouldn't have
that's
that.
True.
We shouldn't have that next time. You should be able to vote for whoever you want. I wasn't in favor of that last time.
All right. Yeah. Wow. Interesting. Hey, Tom.
I didn't
Petty
remember that.
Got the love.
I mean, we love Petty.
That's a 3. Oh yes. Mad City. I will keep this brief. This might be my favorite album of all time.
This album for me would be in the top 20 at least. And
Good Kid, Mad
we did a full album reaction to it. Just for what it is. I would never listen to it on my own. And that's no shade.
No, but
like I recognize it. This is one of those I recognize.
Yeah, Shane noted. That's right. No live albums, soundtracks, and yeah, couldn't have 3 from the same. Yeah, man.
Isn't that great? You guys remember it more than we do.
Yeah, Kendrick, a personal top 5 artist, just a favorite for me of all time. Love that album. Ooh. Neil Young, another one, Dad, I think that has so many great albums. It's tough to know.
He ends up canceling himself out. I love this song. I do not love any Talking Heads album, but I love this.
Yeah, and this is an album too that continues, I think, on critical lists to go up higher and higher.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah, I'm a fan of it too. And Talking Heads, the greatest white boy funk band there's ever been, right?
David Byrne.
Ordinary
What a guy.
dish soap
Oh,
leave invisible
man,
grease behind.
YouTube really
Only Dawn
crushing
Platinum
the
lemons,
ads.
Yeah, we don't even have
99%
any
of grease.
control over this. They just put them in wherever they want.
Shout out Gillette too.
Hey, son, you got a little something
We have
on
this
your
conversation
face.
too,
You
Trey.
need
Don't
to
we?
shave.
Hey, what's going on?
Oh man, The Pimp a Butterfly. This is again too low. This is top 5, top 10
Which one's
all
better?
time. To Pimp a Butterfly is probably a better artistic, musical statement. I prefer Good Kid, Mad City
Okay.
more. And LA Woman, God bless the Doors. I couldn't. I couldn't have it at 60.
No, I couldn't have any
sorry.
Doors album in here. But the Doors kind of suffer too because all their albums are good to me and none of them are great. So like they canceled each other out as well.
But
I prefer Morrison Hotel probably if I'm going for. But
yeah, we did a listening party to this album. We got Carole King Tapestry. Good album. I'm not the biggest on Carole King. I'm sorry.
I'm not either. I know that album's huge. This man though.
My first Dylan album, dude. When I heard this,
dude,
that was a pivotal, life-changing musical moment because this was the first Dylan just from that 1001 albums book.
Yeah, we listened to it, and when I heard it, I was the same way. I'm like, my God, this guy's songwriting is just like it was insane.
Yeah, and
it was insane.
The world's once Dylan came into my musical world, it was never the same. We got King Crimson, man. Again, another band I respect quite a bit, even if I don't listen to.
And boy, you can say this for me.
Asia, I know you're not the biggest Dan head.
I am not, but and I don't get this album at all when I love radio. But this one's one for me that I just no way, no sir. I've listened to it 4 times now.
Okay. We gotta post up on Astral Weeks here,
We
people. Do. Van Morrison, legendary songwriter. Okay. quite a catalog. My favorite of his is Moondance.
Me too.
This album, there's no shot. It is one of the more overrated albums
I think it is
all time.
It might be the most overrated album of all time. No, I do get the Doors, Carl. I mean, we ran their whole discography. I did like probably 10 hours of research on these guys. I like them. They're just not like, they were different then. And because of Jim, right? Because of Jim being a transcendent guy. But if you just listen to their music, they're not on the same level as some other bands. But I mean, I get it.
Yeah, I like the Doors for what they are.
Yeah,
you know,
I could pull out a greatest hits of them, and some of their stuff makes me laugh. We used to laugh at some of their, I get it.
Bostart, a big fan. It's so good. Astral Week's so good. He can't listen to it too often. Hey, man.
Well, most people agree with you, Bostart.
Brian dislikes Carole King. Bob Marley and the Wailers, Exodus. Bob got a lot of great albums too. That's his most famous one. Illmatic.
My number one album from 1994 in our album.
Dude. Yeah, man.
This album blew my mind when I heard it last year. I had never heard it.
Dude, yeah, I mean, I know we don't got a huge hip hop contingent on the channel. Like, this is in the running for greatest debut album of all time and greatest rap album of all time. So this would be top.
Oh, Carl, I didn't know if you were serious enough, but I mean, that's the way a lot of people would get it because a lot of people have them at 10.
All right, we'll run 5 more, y'all. And get back to. Oh yeah, come on now.
You love it. I think Shane loves this album.
Right?
I mean, I like this album, but
the title track, one of the best tracks. Run away as fast.
This is one of my top 10 favorite songs of all time. This song.
Let's go, man. We're getting to the banger territory, people.
Probably not 52 though, right? This album, I don't know.
52. I think it's fair. I think
it probably is fair.
I don't know if it'd be in my top 50 or even
God,
my top 100.
It's gonna be hard when we do the top 50s again. Man,
it'd be close. It'd be close.
It's gonna be hard.
All right.
No shot. No shot. Okay, so Mackenzie and I to have a full album reaction to this right? This is a good album. It's way too long. I mean, it's a good album. I think I gave it a 7.75. That's a really good grade, but I just don't hold it up to where everybody else does. But, and he also suffered from bringing out so many high quality albums so quickly.
No, you're right, especially early Elton. But yeah, dude, I feel the second half of this album has just some forgettable tunes. But those that were in the era just love this thing.
Yeah, so and I get it. It's different when you live through it. I totally get it. But then I love when people tell me you don't understand it because you didn't live through it. No, I probably actually understand it better because I'm not carrying any baggage in with it or memories. I'm just holding it up for what it is, right?
And then let's see, what was number 50? Oh, baby. A shoegazing classic, people.
This thing blew my mind too when I first listened because you can't even hear the lyrics, and I'm like, "What the hell is this?" And after I listened to it several times, I'm like,
the guitar work just absolutely insane on that. So there's the first half of the 50. We'll get back to it in just a moment, y'all. But overall, a solid list. I haven't watched that video since we released it, so.
But what am I carrying baggage for, Gern? Maybe the Kiss review? That's one.
We're getting some Bee Gees rocking. Miracles happen thanks to Bostart for bringing this one. Dun, dun.
One of his favorites. You were smart, Trey, not bringing very many songs because we are talking a long time.
No, exactly. No more song request. It is in the queue, y'all. I got everything.
It is in the queue because somebody gave for it. Was it Land of Broken Hearts that gave for it? Somebody paid for that request for you, Unknown Sausage.
What do we got here? What year, Bostart? Bostart's the Bee Gees expert. This album from Spotify says Still Waters, 1997. I don't know if that's cap or not, but...
We just said, I never understood the significance of any give.
Barry.
Barry. Trying to read it on the small print. No, we're good, Ness. We're good.
Bostart knows this was written for the 94 remake of Miracle on 34th Street, but they decided to use the old Christmas song instead. All right.
Well, Gern, you're my age, baby. You know some of that 80s music we had to live through. I'm with you there, man. Yeah, there's some of that stuff you're like...
Steve wants Falco. Steve, the OG.
Rock me Amadeus, baby.
Yeah, man, I like me some Bee Gees for sure, and I know that was a fun discovery a little bit to hear some of their earlier stuff. Not that I've heard a lot of their albums, but where they were more psychedelically inspired. After that, I don't know, River, are you still in here? I'll get your tune up next, and we'll keep on keeping on. Looking here, y'all, we got about 12 tunes in the queue.
Spin through.
So
We'll spin and we'll see the second half of this list. Yeah, Barry did write a lot of hits after the disco backlash, not for himself.
hey, what's up, Manny? Our fellow Texan out here. Appreciate the kind words.
Manny brought a great request last week. Brought White Horse by Stapleton, a song that had actually been spinning, so it's kind of...
That is a banger.
I do remember Ashley's
Stapleton
list, Shane.
Dude, I know. Yeah, she had a Rihanna album, I think, really high up. Okay, cool, Rips. So your tune's up next.
You're doing well, Steve.
Dude, yeah, Steve been an OG.
Yeah. Reminds you of Peter Cetera, Chicago.
Let's go.
Now that I hear that, I can hear that. I 100% can hear that.
A banger by the Bee Gees. What a prolific group. All right, man. Well, cheers to Most, our friend, for doing that and being our resident quick facts man here, always in the stream.
I got to tell Rob, since he's in, I know he's in here earlier and he mentioned, but I listened to that Chris Farron album, dude. Wow. You were right. I'll just leave it at that.
Ooh, okay.
You got to wait for the 2023 top albums coming from us.
All right, we're going to Icy Fire right here. I'm not even going to try to pronounce the name.
Verschwans?
Oh, there you go, Dad. That's why I need
Say it quick, maybe you guys want.
River notes, I know Trey hates him some Ed Sheeran. That is true. And I generally agree, but for one single song, I'd send him a cover. I know, as River's doing a top 10 metal covers list. Probably won't see the light of day for months. Yeah. I'd say hating Ed Sheeran's one of my best gimmicks on the channel.
Oh, yeah. It definitely is. Rodney, you the man, brother. Always appreciate it.
Yeah, Rodney and OG up in here too, man. Appreciate all y'all hanging out,
Definitely, man.
And again, for all the support for all the years.
We got 31 of you here, man. Yeah, we so appreciate you guys. We would not be here without you.
Ed Sheeran needs to take some notes, River. Needed to arrange a tune like this, you know?
I mean, what you say, Ed, man, you just get everybody going. But Ed is supposedly a really good human being.
No, I've heard that.
So
it places, you know, I'm sure he's a great lad. But that doesn't change my hatred of this man's music.
I was trying to think of whose music I really hate. I don't know if I hate anybody's. I mean, I'm sure I do. But I can find redeeming songs from almost everyone.
This is pretty badass, River, I'm not gonna lie.
River brings some good stuff. River brought me some good top 10.
We got a nice eclectic.
Yeah.
Another one of my favorite words, as you know.
So does Lob. Lob can go anywhere with stuff, too.
An eclectic group of people, you know? Alright, y'all, and I'm just going in the order that I got these tunes in. So, Clemson Dylan, your tune's up next, and then Lob, then Shane, get that off the wall up in here, and then might head back to our list. Little Ramstein. We did a Ramstein video as well.
We did too.
And that's a freaking group. Cassidy, your Browns out here. Joe Flacco. I didn't know Joe Flacco was alive, let alone still throwing picks.
Just bring him in, man.
Ed Sheeran out in that Yesterday movie too. I don't know if y'all saw that, the Beatles film. Ruined that movie as well. Like I said though, River, this you know, if you had to dig through an Ed Sheeran tune to cover, this is probably one to do. Decent lyrics actually. You like that?
Lost 6 viewers straight when talking noise about Ed Sheeran.
Oh yeah, you know, get the people going. I'd give the heart treatment, River, but again, we're under Sean's account. And we know Sean, for some reason, does not hit the heart treatment. It's one of his quirks that we respect, even if we don't love it.
Alex, thank you. So appreciate it.
Thank you, Alex. Appreciate the kind words.
That's a good jam, man.
Who knew Ed had this in it? Maybe that's what he needs to do. Just let metal bands cover
Cover it,
his,
and you can bring it out with that, and probably go #1 here. Everything he does.
I see fire. Cheers again to River, and cheers to a recent friend of the channel, Clemson Dillon, for bringing this next one from our a great artist in her own right. Someone else we discovered through this channel, through one of, I believe it was a triple shot. We used to do those triple shots, which were cool.
We did.
Courtney Barnett and Kurt Vile. I played some stuff from this album, but check out the tune. Fear is like a forest in Lob. Your August Burns Red tune is up next. Then Shane, We Got You. We'll get a little Off the Wall by Michael Jackson as well. Some Bleachers. Horse Girl.
Lethea left because she said she's got to go to work.
We got one tune from Lethea, yeah. Sheryl Crow. Don't get me started on Sheryl Crow either. Huey Lewis.
Yeah, like. I mean, you know, I talk noise about Led Zeppelin because Jimmy Page ripped everything off and dated 12-year-old girls.
Yeah, man.
But
Jimmy
they're
Page.
great.
POS.
Yeah, but I mean, they're great. I mean, I don't really like the Eagles, as you guys know, but they got some really good songs.
Yeah.
James Taylor had one good song once called Fire and Rain. I mean, everybody's got something. I don't know who I hate. I've thought about that. Thank you, Garn. Appreciate you, brother.
Take it easy, Garn. Get that accordion warmed up.
That's right.
Love is waiting to be loved.
Love already knows this one. I do love Courtney's accent.
Underneath my fingers, waiting to be sung.
Bow, bow.
Nothing will be written.
Gotta get the lyrics up.
You're a nice guy. I never put the lyrics up on my screen.
Do you never?
Never. It's too much of a hassle because I got to go back and forth and go on Spotify and add songs and stuff. So.
Wow. No wonder the people appreciate it. But I do not go, I don't usually go 2.5 or 3 hours on the stream.
I was going to say, I got to pace myself.
Hey, take it easy, Brian. Always
Enjoy that
appreciate
grandson.
you.
Thank you, brother, for all you've done for this channel, man.
What is your favorite thing that personally, Dad, to do on the channel? Do you like the classic album reviews? Do you like hitting a reaction up? Do you like the top 10 list? What is your favorite way to discover an artist that our patrons or people in the community bring?
The The best way to discover an artist is a top 10 list for sure.
I'd agree with that from the ones I've done over the years. Yes.
Just because somebody's bringing you what they think are their best 10 songs from all kinds of different things. So that's the best way to discover an artist. My favorite things we ever did were the old school reviews that you and I did, like you mentioned. I learned more there because I did like insane research,
Yeah.
Hours and hours and hours and hours on every album. So that really built the musical base. I always tell people this and comment on things. There's people who know more about certain artists or genres than we do, but there's not a ton of people who know a lot more about music overall now than we do, just because we've done so much.
No, exactly. Yeah, getting to pick from so many different eras. And,
Right. I mean, there's people that do, but there's not like.
No, yeah, I'm happy with how we continue to grow our knowledge from, all these different genres and eras up to even modern day stuff.
Yeah.
This song slaps.
Let us know when you're back with you. We'll be here for a while.
A lot of saying both these artists are worth I've heard of Kurt Vile before. I've not listened to any of his stuff.
And I do like the streams, right? I like the streams because you do discover music that you never hear any other way. Like I would never. It's not going to come in through a song. It's not going to come out anywhere else. What about you? What's your?
Yeah, I'd say I for discovering artists, I do like me a good top 10 list myself. But as an full album listening fiend, I always appreciate a good album listen front to back. That's how it's meant to be, people.
Yeah, it is.
But yeah. I have listened to almost all of Tool's catalog, Yellow Dart. Danny Carey, one of the better drummers, probably of all time.
Yeah.
Low key, and Maynard's vocal range is absurd. But thank you to our pal Clemson Dillon for bringing that one. And we're gonna go to a short and sweet tune here. August Burns Red, Carol of the Bells, a classic. August Burns Red though can bring the vocals, bring the energy. So I'm gonna be curious how they delivered this. And then Shane, your tune is up next. But yeah, I do like the streams, the themes as well. Y'all have a lot of good fun with that. And again, highlights the great community we have that of people who, I feel almost everyone has their own specialty, if you will.
I do too.
So, we all get to learn from each other too. What's up to Chow, my good buddy? Hope you're doing well, man.
Yeah, man. Chow been in it for a long time. A long time.
Okay. That drumming.
Chow, you listen to a little Wu-Tang, huh?
Wu-Tang ain't nothing to F with, Chow.
Yeah, I know this, and I like this.
Oh, yeah,
this
man.
is great.
I know, I feel Budweiser used this song. No, not the August Burns Red version, but
Yeah.
this song on a commercial. This song's used a lot in like Christmas light shows.
Yeah.
Are y'all Christmas light people? Do you drive around your neighborhoods? Do people go out? They do in DFW, man. There's some neighborhoods that go all out for the Christmas lights.
I mean, that Marty Robbins album's fantastic. Came from, like 1959, if I remember right.
Bam, bam, bam. December 16th, child. December 16th, 2018. Loving the power chords here. I like any version of Carol of the Bells, Bam, bam, bam. August Burns Red. I've never seen them live. They've definitely been adjacent to some of the bands I saw back in the day. I definitely feel they might have been on a Warped Tour, something similar bill back in the day for sure.
Well, I'm sure the Trans-Siberian Orchestra has a great version. I definitely believe that, Yellow Dart.
All right, y'all, and we're gonna keep the vibes going with a little "Hey Mama" action. Kanye West, late registration. Thanks to Shane for bringing this one. And then Carl, we'll get one of your AC/DC tunes up after this. And then the unknown sausage, Michael Jackson request.
I'm so proud of you, and let me tell you what I'm about to do, mama. I know I act the
I did
I promise you I'm going back to school.
I'm trying to think if I surprisingly didn't do a reaction to this with Mom, but
Yeah, you didn't.
I did the song Roses, but I did Dear Mama by Tupac with my mother, and that video is well over 100,000 views.
That's something we need to get to too, showing our top bids.
Yes, let me get that ready.
Can I have another bowl? You work late nights just to keep on the lights. Mommy got me training with, so
Ness took his mom to the Trans-Siberian Orchestra. Don't take yours, fair warning.
And you never put no man over me, and I love you for that, mommy. Can't you see? 7 years old, caught you with tears in your eyes.
No, you're right, Shane. I'm very surprised I never queued this up.
And when I'm older, you ain't gotta work no more, and I'ma get you that mansion that we couldn't afford. See, you're unbreakable, unmistakable, highly capable. Lady that's making loot, a living legend too. Just look at what heaven do. Send us an angel, and I think
This is off of late registration, Kanye's second album.
Which I did all these detailed notes for like 3 years ago, because this one said we were going to do a review of it, and we never have.
That's right, man. We were gonna run.
I still
it.
have them.
I forgot about that.
I appreciate what you allow for me.
That's right. My mom and I also were on the ABBA.
Did Rage Against the Machine?
Yeah, I forgot about that. Yeah, that was cool. My mom and I also did Hotel California, full album review, as well as the first few Queen records. Yeah. Shout out Gina.
And then I got several things up of her, me and her and Tupac.
That's
we
right.
haven't made it one in 2 years. 2 years this month.
I don't even remember that, Shane, but that
remember
doesn't
that
surprise me.
If you pissed him off, you did something right, Shane.
I remember the first time we put up, I think our first hip-hop related video was the College Dropout, Kanye's debut. It might have been Kendrick to Go Kid Mad City.
Was it?
Some of the boomers got a little
They got a little upset.
That was funny. Chad was 1 year old when this came out.
Dang.
That's funny. Mama.
I guess it all depends though. If my end's low,
Hey, there you go, Lop. I think you'd enjoy Kanye's first 3 records for sure. College Dropout, this, and then Graduation. This is one of the better cuts I feel from this record too. Hey, mama. Yeah, Steve, I know you're that 70s classic rock. You're rolling those doobies up. Those Ohio joints from back in the day.
It's legal there now, I think.
Is it legal in Ohio?
I think it is.
Probably. Y'all in Ohio do it different, I know. Y'all are some mad lads.
The Joshua Tree. Let's go, Chow.
Chow, how do you even know that?
Raise up on a little lotto.
Oh, man. Well, thank you to Shane O'Mac, Slim Shady, the man, the myth, as we call him. Again, an early supporter of the channel. Just an overall cool dude. Rocking and rolling with us here.
WWE Zone.
That's right. WWE. All right, we'll get back to our the rest of our countdown list, but we're gonna cue up one of Carl's tunes here. A little AC/DC, whole lot of Rosie, oh baby. From the Let There Be Rock record. Sean here, gonna be rolling.
High Voltage is going to be rolling all the albums that Bon Scott did.
Yeah, man. So I do like when Ness, aka Carl, takes us through journeys, right? Took us through the Neil Young 70s, took me through the Sabbath. Now he took you through the Johnny Cash. I know, so cool. And again, the greatness of the channel, right? You go from Kanye to AC/DC. You never know people on here where you're gonna go. River says it is legal at a dive bar. I mean, Very well said. Very well said. We're gonna switch gears now to little Jack Antonoff. Bleachers, modern girl vibes for our good friend Reggie as well, who's been
Bleachers pretty damn good.
a great addition to the stream. Jack Antonoff, one of the most acclaimed music producers of the 21st century.
His bank account's probably not hurt.
My, can you imagine? And then this is his band Bleachers, who, as I mentioned last time, I have not heard a full album from Bleachers, but I've heard, from what I've heard, I like the vibes they bring. Evan Smith, not almost got that Evan David shot.
Almost. No hitting with the heart, Bob.
Hit it with the heart, baby.
Starting problems here.
Yeah. Got that slick Antonoff production. What 5-star albums did you find recently? That's a good question to the chat, even though Chal asked it to me. Dude, I'm trying to think, Chal. I did not give a 2023 album 5-star. I don't give out the 5-star treatment too often, I'm gonna be honest. Let me see. Let me see what I got here. I recently upped Let Love In by Nick Cave and the Bad Seeds to 5 stars. That's what I'm more doing these days, Chal. If I re-listen to a record and be like, yeah, I need to up this to 5 stars.
You make me feel like I should have more perfect albums seeing all these albums. I mean, it's not a lot compared to what you listen to.
I hit that. I mean, this is a compilation, but the singles collection, The London Years by the Stones, easy 5 star. Yeah, I mean, I'll be tuning into this album, Reg. They're really nailing that 80s vibe, Jack Antonoff, as I was saying, a talented guy. Reggie getting the Talking Heads meets E Streets.
And Jack's got a song, the Bleachers got a song with Springsteen, so it's got to put him on another level.
Throwing us off for a loop here, people. All right, well, cheers to Reggie for bringing the heat right there. And we'll keep a few more requests going.
Yeah, we'll keep it.
We'll go Horse Girl with the song Anti-Glory. Thanks to Imran for bringing this one our way. Looks like after that, y'all will have 2, 4, 5 songs on Spotify, and then Yellow Dart's Tool video.
Which we'll have to play last because it might hit us.
I played something from Horse Girl. I can't remember what off the top of my head.
Not Her Ready to Die by Notorious B.I.G. I just saw that on Trey's list of
No, you're in for a treat, Chad. I mean, I don't know how big into hip-hop. Ready to Die, one of the best cinematic.
Yeah, Trey just gave it a 5. I just saw it on his list. All right, Trey. Since you're here, I'm gonna go refill the water. I gotta mess everything up.
Okay, it was this. Okay, Ness. See, if I was on my account, I would have known it had the heart treatment. If for some reason, y'all, this gets taken down, we'll be right back with the part 2. Okay, so I'll put the link in the chat, and then like I said, we'll rock and roll with the few requests that we have left, and then count down those final 50 albums from our community top 100 albums list. Have I seen The Dark Crystal? It's not ringing a bell yet, Dark. Is this hot off the presses, man? 2020? Okay, 2022. This is the opener. Versions of Modern Performance. I kind of like the, definitely got a bit of a 70s, early 80s post-punk vibe to it. While also being quite catchy here. 90s alternative in this chorus. My friend Trey, are you in here? We'll get you queued up momentarily as well. Just looking here. I got one for Yellow Dart. One more for Carl. Got Unknown Sausages, MJ Tune, and Kieran's song. Cool deal. I have not seen Labyrinth either, even though I know Carl and a few other people have told me how great it is. But this song slaps. I need to, for some reason, this slipped under my radar. Who in the active RTTC community would survive the longest in the zombie apocalypse? Dang, that's a great question, Matt. I gotta think on that. Definitely not me. I'm not an outdoorsman or very handy with weapons. I feel Steve Contini would be a little dangerous with it. I'm trying to think. I feel Carl would be a little underrated as well over in Indiana, just hunkering down. We're playing this one, y'all, by Steven Wilson. Porcupine Tree, great. We have the Pen Drop. Oh boy. The whole album is a 21st century prog rock masterwork. It's from 2013, y'all. Let's get it. Thanks to Kieran, aka the Exxon Fixer. The toy album cover from Bowie is terrifying. I would agree, Joe. Dun, dun, dun. Oh yeah, we're getting that prog greatness. Cool, Lethia. We got about 5 tunes left after this, y'all. So we'll get that John Anderson vibe up in here. Who dat in the active RTTC community would survive the longest in a zombie apocalypse? It's not us. I'll tell you that.
No, we're pretty resilient. Probably Heath House. That's who I would say. He's not here. Heath would survive.
That's actually a fantastic. Yeah, I would choose Heath. This dude already lives out on a farm. Heath, we love him.
He's been through so much.
Yeah, this dude. Yeah. I feel Lethia do decent out in East Texas. Just hunker down. This is an epic tune and great production right here, Kieran. I haven't gotten into the whole Steven Wilson Porcupine Tree vibe, but I know, especially with Porcupine Tree, people think quite highly.
They do.
Dun, dun, dun. Maybe I'm playing this as the zombie apocalypse is going down. Hey, take it easy, Lob.
See you, Lob. Appreciate you.
Always thank you. Trucker Cat would actually be a good.
I know. I actually thought about him. I considered him. Andrew, you saw Depeche Mode last night for the first time.
Dude, I saw that on your Instagram.
I hadn't
Drew.
seen that, Drew.
What's up, Drew? Fellow Pats fan. Hoping we get that
Hopefully
franchise.
we don't win another game. If we would have lost to Pittsburgh, because Carolina won yesterday.
Dude, I know. No, that's right, man. We'd be out on that Hillcrest Drive just vibing as the zombies were trying to break in. Phoebe would take a couple zombies out before they got to us. Dun, dun, dun. Bow, 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 bow. Well, thanks to Kieran for bringing this one. You know me, I'm not the biggest prog guy, but it's a genre I respect. This is going.
Shane, the Pats are in almost every game. They just have no quarterback play. Like, they're not horrible. Like, their defense is really good. They just have no quarterback. They were in that game yesterday until they weren't.
Fat Boy Slim, that does not ring a bell. I know who Fat Boy Slim is. Once again, I just want to say thanks to everybody for hanging out with us tonight.
Yep, ratings round 6, pick 199.
We got 5 tunes left on the night. And we'll go back and look at our top videos of all time, as well as finish that top 100 list. Let's get rocking and rolling. We'll get Lethea's other tune here. Oh, Holy Night. John, I know we have some Yes fans in here. John Anderson of Yes, rocking and rolling. And then Trey, are you in? I know you put your request in an hour ago for the Ben Macklin and LaFlex tune. I also got one more for Carl. Unknown Sausage, are you in here?
Yeah, are you in here?
Because if you're not, then we'll go to old Yellow Darts. A week from now, y'all, Christmas. Did you get your Christmas shopping done? No. I'm gonna be like you, Dad. I'm gonna go.
Yeah,
I'm gonna go hit the restroom, refill my water. I'll be right back, and hopefully we're still on. We're at an hour 50.
I know. I was thinking, because we haven't played a lot of music, maybe that will come out. Oh, the Pats need a quarterback. Okay. We're the worst quarterback in the league, so you don't need a generational quarterback, but you actually need a quarterback. Cartman saying this better. Thanks, T-Soup. Appreciate you. We did your song battle today, so I'll edit it probably tomorrow and get it to you. Josh Groban, the Christmas Legends song. Yeah, we know who Fatboy Slim is, Bostar, but I know a couple of his songs, but probably that never got on Trey's radar.
Truly, he taught us to love one another. His law is love, and his gospel is peace.
Yes, I want Caleb Williams. I think Caleb Williams is probably going to be really good. You got to remember, he had to do a lot more and had to make throws he probably wouldn't have to make in the NFL because USC has turned out to not be so good. So when you got, it's like a basketball player, like right now with Steph with the Warriors, right? Shane, he's got to take a lot of bad shots because no one else can hit a shot. So it's kind of the same concept. We're not really going to know until we get him in there. But I don't think we're going to get him because we freaking beat Pittsburgh for some reason. I'll hit you up with I won't sing it yet. About to hit it. got some hot takes and just come at us in the comments. I can't wait. Shout out to everybody who watched, rewatching these live streams. We greatly appreciate it. I'm gonna hit up those most watched videos in just a minute, guys. And we still got our top 50 albums. Can't hear me. Can nobody hear me then? And we're still on. It did get quiet for some reason. Is it still quiet?
Oh, we're still on Oh Holy.
That's
on
not holy.
Oh Holy. All right. Cool deal. I don't know. I haven't seen unknown sausage in here.
Just play it anyway.
Yeah, we'll play it.
I actually
at the
tried to
end.
get closer to the mic, Ness, so you see how that worked out for me.
And yeah, I don't know if Trey's in here. So, all right, for someone who's named greatly Trey, we have Glow, Keep a Secret from The Flex, and Ben, Ben Macklin. Cool.
And even if people aren't in here, they'll go back and watch it.
Trey always brings the good nighttime vibes,
5 years and now you're just referring to yourself in the third person. I see, man.
Like the rock.
Have this and then Michael Jackson, then we'll do, what Trey said, the top 50, and then we'll do the Tool video.
I'll probably just skip the MJ, honestly, because I don't think Unknown Sausage is here. I'll just keep it for a future stream for me, and yeah.
I will, Carl. I edited it yesterday. I will send it to you.
What year we got on this? I'm gonna say 2023. 2022.
You were way off, man. Kind of sounds like George Michael.
Ooh, that was another one that got a lot.
Yeah, that got a lot
of views.
Oh, really? Bushard? Oh, well, man.
This is good in-stream vibes right
It is.
here. This was fun, man. This was fun. Going down memory lane, chatting with a bunch of y'all, seeing some old faces that we had.
Everybody together at once,
and
too.
some new ones as well. Also, y'all, I will not be streaming the rest of the year. Outside of maybe Friday, I might be doing a Christmas stream. Not paid or anything. I'll just be taking requests from the chat. But keep an eye out for that. I don't quite know my Friday plans at the moment, but that will be, if it happens, the last stream of the year on my at least. But John will be rocking that Wednesday crew, man. Pretty live, I know.
I'm here, man.
Cheers to Trey, if he is still in here vibing with us, for always bringing his good vibes up in here.
Oh, I saw you say that, Boaster. I didn't think. No, my Mackenzie doesn't love Michael Jackson. I don't know if she's ever really listened to much MJ. If that offended him, then, I'll be. Yeah, it's good vibe music, definitely. Like George Michael singing Tame Impala.
There you go, Dad. That's a good little comparison.
Not
right?
bad in either way. Like not.
All right, y'all. Well, we'll count down the rest of this top 50 here. We'll finish with yellow darts. Little whatchamacallit. Tool, and then I'm thinking if I want to play this Tool first, actually, just since it is on the longer side of things.
It might get us blocked.
I don't think it will.
Okay.
Just because nothing's showing up in here.
Okay.
Besides, but I could be wrong. Yeah, we'll do the Tool, and then we'll rock and roll y'all with
We'll try to get to it with you, but we said limited 2 songs for everybody at $5 a song. So if we can get to it, we'll get to it, but we might not get to it.
All right, this is brought to us by our friend Yellow Dart. He said this took him 15 hours to edit. He put together a bunch of different videos from Tool, mashed them all together in their song Numa. So here we go.
That is much props, man, from somebody who edits.
Yeah,
from 2 guys that edit.
No, this is gonna be.
We understand the grind. That's amazing, man.
I will say we did the Tool fan base is quite devoted, Dad. I'd say we did some Tool reactions that got a lot of love. So they got a devoted fan base. I don't listen to Tool all that often, but they're another one of those groups that come on the random shuffle or something. I'm like, oh yeah, dude, these guys at a technical level are
insane.
That drumming, like I said, by Dan and Carey is next level. Yeah, I might go every minute or so, just briefly back. Just like I said, I don't think this is gonna get blocked or anything. But you know how it is on YouTube, y'all.
Especially
people be wilding out. They be wilding out a little bit. Yellow Dart Bubs. I keep butchering that name. Alex G has 2 times more monthly listeners than Tool now. That is crazy. Alex G has blown up.
That's unbelievable.
I'd like to see an Alex G Tool concert.
That would be. And Shane, you were really with Alex G from the jump, man. Mm-hmm. How do you feel about everybody welcoming him? I know you said earlier it kind of ruined the concerts, but it's kind of weird, huh? I've had sports teams that I loved and like no one else liked, and then they became good and everybody loved them, and then you're like, well.
I guess this is why Yellow Dart asked me if I've seen Dark Crystal, the Jim Henson movie. I think this is what that's taken from. Hell, I don't know.
Yeah, it probably is. I remember that movie. It was on HBO all the time in the 80s, but I never watched it.
Yes. What year do we have on this movie, roughly? Do we know?
80.
I was gonna say
83.
This looks like 80s vibes. I'm gonna be real. I just know Jim Henson, obviously from the Muppets, but the guy wanted to do other stuff. You can kind of tell in the art.
Yeah.
The art style.
But you might not want to come across this dude if you're rolling out in the desert.
This guy got like 8 hands.
Yeah, he's gonna jab you when you don't see it coming.
A tail that's ready to put in the work.
Yeah, like I said, we're just gonna try to get to it. I'm just saying, like, I don't know if we're gonna get blocked beforehand.
And honestly, y'all, I think this probably, for me, is how I'm going to be doing the streams come 2024. Probably limited to just 2 songs a person, just a flat $5 a pop. And I'll announce that when I officially get that ironed out. But
University of Broadway, I know exactly where that is.
Those LBK vibes, man. That Danny Carey drum. Let's go. Oh, they're walking. The Dark Crystal. Yellow Dart. You were in the whole time. I haven't seen you commenting. I'm just wondering, like, did you download the whole movie and then start splicing?
Trying to go in and splice it? Man. Yellow Dart says he's had it for years.
Let's go. I wish these creatures would have crossed on the Muppets. That would have scared the youth.
Hey, where's Kermit?
The prequel series to this movie came out the same day as the album. The song is interesting. Wow. These people are all decked out though, dude. These creatures. Yeah, Letha, I know Laverick's got the love as well. This man's getting crushed by the flesh. That was good timing right there, Yellow.
That's why it took him 15 hours to edit, man. Making everything match up.
I think the NFL will ban the tush push. I think they will next year.
So he is playing, huh? I didn't have that thing up in here because I had basketball up in here. Yeah, they'll definitely outlaw it. I did not know that.
Jim Henson also responsible for the Turtles costumes in the original Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Oh, baby. All the creatures be disappearing on us, dude.
Shane, it makes me wish I had Jalen in my lineup. I had Jalen and Dak on my team. I had Dak in yesterday, so that didn't help me.
Yeah, Yellow Dart. I mean, Jim Henson, a legend in American culture for his time.
Yeah.
Dude. I mean, the Muppets to this day, obviously, especially around the Christmas time, they got that Muppets Christmas movie that always
I hold Henson up there like George Lucas, like a trailblazer.
Yeah,
in
a pioneer, a creative,
pioneer. There you go.
Creative pioneer for sure, man. Dang, he died in 1990. Yeah, I wasn't sure when old Jim passed away. Must have passed away relatively young then. Well, not young, but shoot, I don't know. I don't know when the Muppets came about. You're asking the wrong guy. Dude, yeah, the Muppets Christmas, yeah, that's the one I'm thinking of, Yellow Dart. That's the one that's,
And yeah, Letha, Tool's not what you expect. I totally get what you think. You know, like, I kind of thought that too when I first heard them. Like, they're not what you expect. Like, just like hard driving. Just a lot of technical, as Trey said at the start, expertise.
yeah, there's some cool,
53.
okay, sudden illness.
A little scary from a guy who's 52, right? He's really young, Shane. Super young.
Yeah, Pneuma, I remember studying that word, Yellow Dart, when I was in undergrad in a little Bible, because I have my undergrad degree in biblical studies, and Pneuma dates back the word to the Hebrew, and yeah, that spirit. So kind of cool.
You get everything here. Trey's taking us back to the original Hebrew, man. Come on.
We're gonna bring out the Hebrew.
Who else
vibes.
is doing that for you on a live stream?
Oh. Got a couple more minutes of this video, y'all. How's it gonna end? We got the weapons coming out. Ness said he died from easily treatable problems and he was too busy to get treated. Said if he would have gone to the hospital an hour earlier, it may have saved him. That's crazy.
Prioritize your health over everything. Goes without saying, but sometimes you gotta be told.
Hey, Yellow Dart, you did a bang up job, like, you know, being able to put this in the backing of the song and make it kind of make sense, you know? I think that's pretty dope.
Quite the good job.
I can see why this took you 15 hours. I'm trying to think of the video that took us the longest to edit. I'd say Sgt. Pepper's and the White Album, and then The Wall by Pink Floyd would have to be up there. All Things Must Pass as well. I know for you, All Things Must Pass.
I had 104 pages of Microsoft Word research on All Things Must Pass. For you, it had to be Yellow Submarine, or not Yellow, Sgt. Pepper's. You were about to quit. I was like, yeah, dude, this is so hard. Like, the amount of research I did, and then him editing, it's a masterpiece video.
Yeah, that's one of my favorites. Because I think our actual review of the Sgt. Pepper's was over 40 minutes, and I cut it down to right under 30, I think.
And didn't we film that twice because we had a technical
Dude, we
difficulty?
did, which probably made it even better. Oh man, dude, they're falling. The creatures are falling. We'll come back.
Go away for a second. We'll come right back.
Shout out those epic rap battles in this.
Mozart, that's how I learned my ABCs and my 1, 2, 3. Sesame Street, man. Whole generation my age, that's how we learned.
I'm gonna put the link to this, y'all, in case in the aftermath y'all wanna go back and check what old yellow dark bugs cooked up. Wake up, remember. And y'all, we'll finish the night off looking at our top 100 albums. Dang, Danny Carey, Numa, live in concert, 33 million views.
He's back. I brought you up earlier. Somebody asked what RTC member could best survive a zombie apocalypse. And I chose you, baby. I had you. Even though you weren't here, I had you, man.
Beats that first round draft.
So don't be coming here saying your arm hurts from the shot. But I said you could survive a zombie apocalypse better than anyone else in this community.
They banged up a Tool song as well. Yeah.
Oh, your editing's easy, everybody. Your editing's easy. This is back when we put in B-roll and all the, it was insane. Which you don't really do when you're reacting to it. Like, it's different.
We're back to where we all began, where the Dark Crystal originally was. It all comes full circle. Well, thanks again to Yellow Dark.
Yeah, great job.
For rock and roll. And thanks
Look at
again
this guy.
to these two guys.
Look at me. I look like I've been drinking
Hello,
something.
everybody. I am Trey here. And
Gosh,
this is the
Geek of the
Actions
Week right
Classics.
here.
And today we got a really fun one for
There's
you.
that music
We're
going.
gonna be doing Michael
Dude,
Jackson.
this was all done in one
Wall.
take.
I remember your
Joined
mom
here
told
by
me I
Sean,
blended into the
big-time
wall
Michael
with that
Jackson
shirt.
fan.
That's
I never
right.
wore that
I
shirt
knew
again.
I had to get him on.
Sean here on the
to
green
get his
screen,
thoughts.
or
We've
the
actually,
tan
listened to this
screen?
album
Yeah.
back in the day, correct?
Yeah, I think besides big time Michael Jackson fan, old would be yes. This released when I was in the
Those are
third.
the first words Sean ever spoke on this channel. Big time Michael Jackson fan.
You said it about me. I just repeated. That is
Never forget
grade.
that, okay?
And we used to have this time, kiddies, in school where we actually got to just have free time instead of on task. And shout out to my third grade teacher, Mrs. Luberstadt, if you're listening to this, if you're still with us. She actually, we could bring our own stuff. This is the first album
Shout
I
out
own that I can
Luberstadt.
remember, and we listened to Off the Wall while we played
No
the
shots.
records.
She's
So,
still out
yeah,
here.
I've got a
but-
connection to this album that goes.
Trey looks like
back.
butter
That is
wouldn't melt in his
awesome.
mouth.
It's simpler
I don't
to-
even know
Yeah, much simpler.
what that means,
Well,
Mo
before we
Star,
get into our track
but
by track
I'll take
review,
it or
I
not.
think it's good to just kind of give an overview.
Yeah. My dad was a natural on. It took me a minute, people, to
I've just done a lot of public speaking.
get
Shane.
the camera rocking. Yeah, we're already on the. All right, y'all. Well, we'll finish this off with our top 50. Let's get it.
It's gonna be a surprise to me.
Help, top 50.
49.
I could not say it's a top 50 of all time, but damn, I love Help, as I know you do. Oh, come on now. I love Supreme.
Had to have those cheat notes down there, Ness.
Man, I love Supreme. I won't pause it much because I know we're getting to the point it might shut us down. But if I had to pick one album as the GOAT, it might be this one. It might be this. This is the only album I've listened to that really got to me at a spiritual level.
I remember you kept spinning
Yeah.
it on. That's the one you were spinning on CD, right? When you first got your
dude.
CD.
And I mean, dude, like once he died, there were people in the African Orthodox Church that thought John Coltrane was God incarnate. That's how good this man's music was. And they made a church of him out in San Francisco, and then they lowered him just to a saint. So
Wow.
ooh, this I mess with Billy Joel the Stranger. This seems a little high, but you know what?
It's a great album.
Oh, Harvest, baby. I'm trying to think if this is probably my favorite Uncle Neil record. Hey, thank you. Who Will Stop the Rain? This is my favorite CCR record. I wouldn't put a top 50. Oh yeah, come on now, Doolittle. An alt rock classic. Your boys.
Look
Let's
at 'em.
go.
That's what I'm talking about.
Arguably their best. Wow, Van was up here. This was higher than Astral. Let's go.
Let's go. We got that right.
Oh yeah, the best Stones record. Easy top 50 on my list, I think.
Yeah. No.
This album has grown on me.
Has it?
I could not put it
I mean,
in
I
the
know
top.
people love it.
10. I mean,
39?
10 is a banger.
It is a banger.
I wouldn't have it maybe this high, but oh yeah, 5-star classic, man.
Yeah, this album's great.
Saw them in concert. They're still incredible. Let's go. Tom Waits got
37?
Wow. Still Tom's best album, I think. That and Bones.
That closing time.
Oh yeah, my gal. I was on that Kate Bush hype train before Stranger Things was. Let it be. Wow, Exile. Tom.
No. There's other ones.
Purple Rain, baby. Top.
Such a good album start to finish.
Yeah.
I know
I've grown way off this album.
I know you have.
I've grown way off the Joshua train. I do like some U2. Wow, Let It Bleed was ahead of Exile and Sticky.
He thought it was smart getting Gina to go on that Eagles one, brother. Wow.
No shot. Sorry, no shot. A classic, but yes, I agree. This is top 25 territory on my personal list in Rainbows. This is the only typo I had. Miles Davis's brother, Miles Davis.
Oh, I didn't notice it. What? Hey, you're going to that, right, Trey? There's some
you know.
Across North America.
No shade to Pink, too. Billy, I was glad this didn't make the top 10.
Yeah. I like Off the Wall if we're talking MJ more
Yeah.
than Thriller, but you know, I get it. One of the
the
highest selling
7 top 10.
All Things Must Pass, the best Beatles solo.
Yeah, agreed.
Sgt. Pepper's. I couldn't have it this high, but I get why it is. I get why it is. Oh.
Rolling Stones #1 album.
That's right, dude. Some of the best transitions in music history on this album. Oh yeah, and I know this is your jam.
I love it. It's just about a rock and roll album. You're not gonna find any better than this one.
Oh yeah, just a masterpiece right here from Stevie. Double album greatness. Oh yeah,
We definitely got to do this again.
oh
Fast
we do.
community we have.
This one would be high up on my personal list. Automatic up in here, almost top 20.
A lot of people's top 90s album. I think that's why it gets so high because of the age.
Never mind, baby. Change the game. I prefer In Utero, but hey, I get it. Rubber Soul. I didn't remember it was that top 20.
We had a heavy Beatles community at that time, though.
London Calling, The Clash. Again, it's a classic. It wouldn't be top 20 for many, but it'd be top 50. Dude, I think I've changed from having this as my top entrance to going to Electric Ladyland. I needed to listen to this again. Because I don't have this even probably top 5 Dylan Blood.
I don't either.
Which is a hot take, but
Because that's because the stuff's so great.
okay, computer, let's go.
Got Let Down on there for me.
Oh yeah, come on, baby.
I remember when you said this was better than Sgt. Pepper.
Oh,
people just had
the
a
people.
damn fit.
Yeah, the people. That Zepp 4, you'd expect it. The best Zepp album, even though it's a cliche to say that.
No, 3 albums per person to put up. Not overall for the artist.
White Album.
Most
Hey, thank you, Ben.
I wasn't clear enough about that. Thanks, Ben.
Hey, Born to Run. I'm glad I got that top 10.
Maybe I stuffed the ballots. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
5 years.
Both
baby.
of these are in my personal top 10.
Yeah, dude. I mean, this is my #1 on my Bowie.
This is in my top 10?
And Rumors, bro. Shoot, it's a classic for a reason. All these decades later. Freaking Bobby.
He got the same photographer as Simon and Garfunkel.
That's right.
He's got the same.
Oh yeah, come on. The best Floyd album. This is top 10 all time.
Top 10
for me.
song for me as well. A top 5 album for
What
me.
a bang up top 10. Floyd going back to
Yeah,
back.
this is a very good top 10.
It's a cliche for a reason. These albums are untouchable.
Yeah, this What a song.
And what we got? Abbey Road, Revolver, Pet Sounds. This is a little high for Pet Sounds, but
It's a lot high for Pet Sounds.
Abbey Road, and then they got it right. Revolver, number 1. Let's go. I had to put that here, there, everywhere.
Well, you put this whole thing together. I think you deserve it. That's a hell of an editing job.
Wow. Well, that was fun too. Oh yeah, and even the old school. This was
school.
before we had our ending thing too. It is funny how that happens. Wow, y'all. Well, just like that. And shout out, YouTube knew it was our anniversary. They didn't shut us down.
Yeah,
probably
no
not
joke.
playing music the first near hour.
Yeah, that probably did help.
Man, what a blessing this channel is, and
totally agree.
Appreciate it. And you know, Dad, always fun to connect with you in this. Do this as well. And you know,
I love this, man.
Appreciate you taking me up on it 5 years ago, being like, yeah, dude, I'll join you for this. And then who knew 5 years from now we'd be
I would have never
talking to people literally all over the world.
I think I knew what the hell a live stream was 5 years ago, so I don't think I would have ever. But yeah, and just thank you so much to the community. Not only you guys in here right now, of course you guys are here right now, but everybody who watches this back, like it is truly. You know, I work a lot on this channel every single month, and it really does help me. The music, the mental health, and the community. You know, dealing with chronic pain and those sorts of things. Like it is a great source for me. So just much love to everybody.
No, definitely, man. We wish you a happy and healthy holiday season.
Yes,
Merry Christmas to everybody. Happy New Year. Yep. Like I said, I might not see y'all again if I don't stream on Friday. I'll be taking the rest of the year off and streaming. Sean will be back his normal time on Wednesday.
I'll see you Wednesday. I'll see you the next Wednesday. I'll be here, man.
But yeah, man, much love. Here's to some more live streams, great videos, great chat. And yeah, I think the people spoke that. I think we need to cook up a edition 2. I can't believe it's already been almost 4 years, I guess, since that top 100 list.
Yeah, we definitely do, guys. We'll start working on how we're going to do that.
So be on the lookout for that. And yeah, y'all. Yeah, Shane, I might be on Friday with the Christmas stream, just taking requests from the chat. So could be cool. Keep an eye out for that. I'll announce it officially. But I guess y'all. As we say here at RTTC, that'll wrap it up from here today. Hope y'all stay safe, stay happy out there. Have some good tunes, good people, good vibes around you. And until next time, happy listening, and we will see you. Peace, y'all.